You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shemaiah Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shemaiah Reed.
Welcome back to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here again with another show, and this is a bonus. This is a quick one. We have our special friend for today, Lieutenant Colonel Melva Perez, retired, and she is going to share with us why she is running. She is running for office, and I'm going to let her do the honors and say, first and foremost, welcome to the show. How you doing? And tell us what you are up to.
Thank you so much for this great opportunity to be able to talk to the world, talk to the country, talk to our community about who I am and what I bring to the table. My name is Melva Rivera Perez, and I am the only Republican candidate running for the Texas House District 119 here in the San Antonio area, Bexar County.
When you think about what the community's needs are right now, I mean, we all are glued to the TV and sometimes our smartphones on our screens, and there's nothing but headlines. I mean, every single day is a new news cycle. What are some of the key things that you're noticing communities have needs for and that they really want leadership to take hold of and be accountable for those needs?
Right now, what I am seeing in the community is I am seeing a great need for our education. We're seeing so many schools closing. We are seeing teachers not getting paid enough money to where they can't even afford to take care of their families. They're having to get part-time jobs, having to get part-time jobs. How are they supposed to take care of their families and teach kids at the same time if they went out to become an educator, but they're so tired from working a second job? How are they going to educate our kids and take care of them? We are also seeing a fall in our public safety. I, for one, is my son safe walking to school, going to school, coming home from school? We want to make sure as parents that we send our kids to school to get a great education, but to make sure that they are also safe. And going with public safety hand in hand, I am a big advocate for our law enforcement, for our first responders. I remember growing up and looking up to them and seeing that if they're around, we felt safe. That is not the case anymore. We as public servants need to be working hand in hand with them and bringing them to our communities so that our communities are seeing, there are some bad apples out there, but for the most part, our first responders are here to take care of us. So there is a lot of need, as far as even quality of life, our elderly. I grew up in an era where our elderly, we took care of them. We took care of them. They were our patriarchs, our matriarchs of our family. We looked up to them. We listened to them. We respected them. And you don't see that anymore. What happened to those values that we grew up with? They're just nowhere in sight anymore.
I would say, and this is a curveball, but it's okay. I would say a lot of people have talked about in discussions about ever since the pandemic, when people had to be separated and stay isolated or stay 6 feet away or whatnot. A lot of people they're thinking about, man, maybe people have gotten colder, and we're just now starting to see more and more people connect like they used to. But have you ever seen that kind of take place after the pandemic? Like, man, maybe people are just kind of used to being isolated, and so therefore they might be a little bit colder than what they used to be.
Right. And I would say that COVID had a lot to do with it. Obviously, we were isolated, we were at home. Our kids didn't have the interactions that we grew up with going to public schools. They were behind a computer computer and they were to themselves. They played video games. There was no life interaction. Same thing goes with our families. There was no interaction, and people need to make sure that we get out there and show that, hey, you are our neighbors. We care. Let's interact with each other. It's okay, to hang out. It's okay, to go back to the churches again. And that is something that COVID took away from us. So yes, I really think that is what drove some of this coldness that we are experiencing now, and that does not go with the values that we were raised with.
Once again, listen, I'm Refocused Radio. I'm talking to our special guest today, Lieutenant Colonel Melva Perez. I'm calling her Mel because she's a friend now of the show. And she is running. She is running for her opportunity to serve you, the public, the amazing community. So first and foremost, when you think about the leadership, your campaign is also bringing Army leadership to the table. You are also going to have a chance to prove that the leadership, integrity, and accountability is going to be part of the core recipe with this campaign. What are some of the things that the people, the public, can depend on this type of leadership, and why would that value help impact their lives?
As a native Texan, as one that served in the military for almost 3 decades, I'm bringing proven leadership. I'm bringing Texas values because I am a native Texan. I am bringing the leadership that I used while I was in combat. I'm bringing that discipline. I'm bringing those decision-making skills that I used when bullets were flying. I'm not afraid to make decisions. I'm not afraid to call the shots. When put in a difficult situation, I'm not going to be afraid to make a decision. I will be that voice for the community. I believe that our community needs a voice, somebody that is going to stand up for them, somebody that is going to be walking those streets in the community and listen to them. Hey, what are the needs? What resources are we lacking? Whatever they need, that is what I'm going to fight for and what I'm going to speak for. I'm not one that is going to be afraid to bring that up to the legislature. Somebody that is going to say, oh, if I say this or say that, I'm going to upset somebody. I'm here to make a difference. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to make friends. I am here to make a difference in our community, to bring resources, much needed resources to the communities that need it.
And for those out there who may feel overwhelmed with the news cycles, what's going on, I mean, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening. It's a lot of different reasons for people to be frustrated, whether it's young people, whether it's families, whether it's veterans. What is your message to them and how they can understand your position and how you want to build a more safer and prosperous Texas together?
I would say for people that are having a difficult time during the election time, which we are having early voting right now. If you haven't voted, go out and vote. Today is the last day to early vote. And if you can't make it out to the polls today, make sure that you go out to the polls by March the 3rd, which is on Tuesday. But what I would tell people is to go out there and listen to platforms. Don't look at the parties. Listen to platforms. Listen to what they're bringing to the table. Listen to their passion. Listen to the differences that they have made in the past. This is not all talks. People like to play politics. This is not all talk. This is what you are willing to do to go above and beyond for your constituents. This is bringing back, your conservative values, the duties, the leadership that this country needs. This is why elections are so important right now.
And speaking of March 3rd, we really want to emphasize that because this will be out today, February 27th. But don't forget about March 3rd because it's really going to be here in Snap. So my last thing to wrap up this whole conversation is, what's one thing that you like for voters in District 119 to know or do as they decide who will represent them in Austin?
I would like for voters to look at the person. As I mentioned when I started, I am the only Republican that is running for the Texas House of Representatives, House District 119. And when people listen to, oh, I'm a Republican because that is how I was raised. My dad, as a minister, we were raised as Republicans. We were raised to give back. We were raised to give back to the less fortunate. And only because I am a Hispanic does not mean that I am going against the Hispanics. I am a Republican that loves our country, that loves our community, that loves our people. And I am not making decisions based on somebody's color or religious preference, or if they are a male or a female, what their economic background is. I am a Republican that truly cares and wants to serve our community. So I tell our listeners, make a good decision. Don't base your decision on party. Base your decision on leadership, on commitment, on discipline, and on accountability. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on the show. I'm Refocused Radio. Once again, been listening to us, and this will hit everywhere you can find a podcast. So make sure you go to irefocusedradio.com. If you're lost, and you can find a web player, and it'll showcase this at the very top. But once again, I've been talking to Lieutenant Colonel Melva Perez, retired, and also all about what she is striving to do for her community. Like always, I want to say to you, Mel, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. For anybody that wants more information on me, please go to my website at www.melvafortexas.com. Thank you so much.